Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is our Season 5 of Eldritch Horror. It's Season 5, Episode 5 of Cities in Ruins. So we're on our 5th turn, and we'll get right into it. We've got active rumors in San Francisco and Garn. We also have our mystery, exploring Garn, and we did have our first devastation encounter in San Francisco. So let's, I think our turn will mostly be about staying in place. So I think there'll be some rests going on. And we can get right into it. So let's have first off Bob Jenkins. Let's give him, I think, is he rested up here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's all rested up. Let's just get him prepared for, I know he has a flight. Oh no, that's Roland Banks is the flight. So let's get him prepared with a ship and a focus token. So he'll just get, Bob Jenkins is just sort of prepping for either a reroll or his next play after this. Roland Banks. Actually, am I on a city? It's not a city, so he can't do any of his asset gathering. So, he cannot get a ship token because he's not on a city. So he will go ahead and that's about it. And any other actions he could do? When you're performing an acquire assets action, you may trade trinkets or items with another investigator on any space. Is that something that he can do? Item, weapon, Mauser. Oh, he can try to do this. He's going to test his influence. If you pass, you strike a deal with the agency to assist one another. Flip this card. Okay, let's just try to do it. Yeah, he passes. So agency secrets. He gets... This is Roland Banks. Shortly after your delivery received, several large men armed with Thompsons are ordered to await your command. Resolve one of the effects. One monster of your choice on any space loses 1 health. Each monster on a space of your choice loses 3 health. Well, let's have this monster lose 3 health. This monster is dead. And then we discard this card. Oh. One monster on any space may lose 1 health. Well, he only has 1 health, so I keep this card. And the monster is cleared. So, just monster management. I think that's a great use of his time. And he'll also gain a focus token. Okay, and then finally it's Ashcan Pete. Ashcan Pete will... he can also heal up. He no longer has that. He can also gain an extra sanity when he heals, so he'll be fully healed up. And let him gain a focus token as well. Gain a focus token here. Okay. So that is that. That is the action phase. So let's get into the encounters phase. So we'll start off again with Bob Jenkins. This time Bob Jenkins will have a Garn special encounter. So exploring Garn. The vast subterranean chambers deep within the heavily fortified area of the ruins split into 2 paths, both descending into darkness. Someone has written a riddle on the walls in blood. You think it's telling you to go, which direction to go. So if we pass or fail based on our observation. So we can roll an observation. Pass or fail decides which one we read. So let's see. Does he have any other effect here? No. No. Okay. So, and he fails. Well, let's have him re-roll one. He has let's have him re-roll because he will use his focus and re-roll, and he passes. Okay. Good. So he passes, because I think failing this would be really big setback. So you traverse what you believe to be the correct path. Suddenly a bloodied man in tattered clothes leaps from the shadows. A bloody man in tattered clothes leaps from the shadows. If you pass, you subdue him and realize that he is a survivor of the previous expedition. Place 1 Eldritch token on this active mystery. Okay, place an Eldritch token on the active mystery. Great. If there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to half, solve this mystery. Okay, so I think we need one more. So I guess we'll have Ashcan also exploring Garn. So, okay, thank you, Bob Jenkins. We can discard this exploring Garn. And let's move on to Roland Banks in his mystery, which is, as an encounter, the investigator on San Francisco must pay homage to St. Francis. He may spend clues equal to players to resolve the rumor. Okay, so as an encounter, so in his encounter here, he just has to pay homage to St. Francis and spend clues equal to players. So I've got 3 clues. 1, 2, 3. So I can spend these to solve this rumor. So I have solved the rumor. So these Eldritch tokens can go back. These clues can get discarded. And yeah, so that's it. So we've closed this off. And yeah, we've closed it. We've solved it before we have to deal with the Eldritch tokens. So great. So thank you, Roland Banks. Next is Ashcan Pete exploring Garn. So he'll also go in for exploring Garn. And he has... Okay. You find yourself surrounded by men and women in black and brown robes. Several of them begin moving toward you while the rest begin chanting in unison. You try to keep the attackers at bay. You try to keep the attackers at bay. We also have Duke can make us re-roll a die for free, so that's fine. So we keep the attackers at bay. You realize that the cultists are summoning some creature, and you look for a way to stop the ritual. So that's this. Pass. If you pass, you notice one is dressed differently from the rest and tackle her, ending the chant and scattering the cult into the jungle. Place 1 Eldritch token on the active mystery. Great. Good job, Ashcan Pete and Duke. Your loyal dog. Let's take a look at Duke. Here's Duke. Kind of sad there. You can make him out. Duke, the ally. Have to remember that Duke gives us a reroll once per turn. So Ashcan Pete should be able to, between Focus and Duke, he should be able to hit all of his effects. Okay, so we've got 2 on this, so that we'll be able to close that after the Mythos phase. So let's move to the Mythos phase and see what we get. Okay, first of all, we advance Omen, and we do not have any gates with that, so that's fine. Next, we have a Monster Surge, and we can have a Monster Surge of 2 monsters. So we'll go into the monster bag here and grab 2 out, and we get 2 cultists. So we've got 2 cultists. They've got a huge reckoning, the cultists. So they're actually off there in wherever that location is, Hyperborea, and they're going to, their reckoning is to advance Doom. So they'll have 2 advancement of Doom. And then we can spawn a clue as the last one. So the last Mythos phase action is spawn a clue on 20. Okay. Okay, so maybe someone, maybe Roland Banks can start moving across here. So okay, 20, and it says accursed fortune. In shop after shop around the world, you see the same symbol carved into the walls and painted on the windows. Each proprietor will tell you it is for good luck, but you recognize its true significance is malicious and deadly. Cursed fortune ongoing. After an investigator performs an acquire assets action, he gains a cursed condition unless he spends 2 clues. Then discard this card. So our next acquire assets has to resolve in a curse. So we can leave this sort of as an active until someone acquires an asset. And that's going to end the Mythos phase. Again, it seems like another mild Mythos phase. But one good news is we've closed our first mystery. So we can close this one. And let's go and turn over our next active mystery. So when 3 mysteries are solved, investigators win the game. So here's the first mystery solved. Maybe we'll just leave the Eldritch tokens on there just for effect. All right, we have 2 Eldritch tokens solving this one. And then we get the new one, which is called the Bringer of Ruin. And you can see that picture of Shudmel in the top there. It says, every 23 years, the great worm Shudmel returns to the lost city of Garn to commune with his children, stirring them into a frenzy and inciting them to bring ruin to the civilized cities above. After an investigator resolves a research encounter, he may spend 1 clue he gained from the encounter to place that clue on this card. So as we gain clues, we have to place them on this card. So let's put it here, Bringer of Ruin. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for the turn. We'll see you guys in the next turn, and thanks for watching. Getting exciting now. Shudmel, Cities in Ruin. Bye-bye.